Good evening, everyone. It's Mark here from the Tipping Times, and today I thought I'd make a little video to take you through one aspect of the quick stats. So this is my view when I'm actually logged in. I'm on the quick stats menu, which you can navigate to at the top of the blog, and you can see I've logged in. There's the Tipping Time. So there's loads of buttons on this page. You've got the quick stats. We've had to split them in today and tomorrow due to the volume of data we're currently trying to post on each page. But what I'm going to do today is try and take you through one of the game cards with a bit of explanation on quick stats. So if we click on, let's see what's on this evening. Click on quick stats, just waiting for it to load up. Here it comes. So you can see there the message. It says due to the volume of data that's been filtered, and that's a nice little winner there that's just come in Finland 3-2. A couple of nice late goals brought that one home. So you can hear in the background maybe, I don't know whether the microphone will pick it up, but there's goal alerts coming through on my mobile. Right, so onto the game card. Let's pick one, anyone. What should we play with? Let's have a look. Okay, so obviously I'm just showing this is a logged in view as a platinum member, so you could see absolutely everything on every page that you have access to. Let's go with this game. It's currently in play. It's Germany Regional Bayern, as you can see there. They're coming to the end of the season. They kicked off at 5:30 this evening. The average goals based on the past 12 months is 3.59, and it's Schalding Heining versus Pippin's Fried. I could have probably picked a better game with easier names to pronounce, but this is the game card anyway. So to take it from the top, you've got the home team at the top. The current league position is 9th. This is before any other games kicked off today. Obviously, if there's earlier games, they may not be 9th anymore. And the away side, we're sitting in 15th. The form record reads from left to right, and at home. So Schalding have lost one, lost. This is Pippin's record away in the Regional Bayern. No cups or any other competitions. This is just their record. The past 5 games when Schalding have played at home and Pippin have played away. So Pippin have drawn, lost, won, drawn, and won. So it's pretty self-explanatory, that. So the reason why we've taken it to 12 months is because essentially that encapsulates a season. And what that does is it gives you the ability to benchmark a team with regards to the different weightings of oppositions that they meet in the course of a season. So, for example, if you're looking at just the last 5 games, it may be a top 6 side that has, by the luck of the draw, for the last 5, they've been playing bottom 6 sides, or vice versa. So short-term results can obviously easily be skewed. And also, when you look at the whole season, it takes into account the depth of the squad. It accounts for player suspensions, player injuries, key players missing, etc., etc., etc. Whereas when you're looking at a short-term view, it could be the last 5 or 6 games, one of the significant players is on a 3-match ban or is out with an ankle knock or a knee injury. So that's obviously going to affect team performance. But because we've taken it as 12 months, that should capture that team's relative strength in that league for a whole season. Obviously, it goes without saying, for demoted or promoted teams, that's not applicable. So you need to drill down a bit deeper into those when they're playing on a game card. But that's how we've modelled this so far. So if we take the card from the top to the bottom, you've got your average match goals is at 3.59. Now, I don't know what the score is currently here, but they were 0-0 at half time. Which isn't bad for me because I posted a personal bet earlier of most goals second half. In the last 12 months, the homes side are averaging 4.12 match goals. Schalding, when they play at home, average 4.12 2 match goals, and when Pippin play away, they average 3.06. The away Asian, okay, there's another one just popped up there. Look, that's we're looking for overs in that game. In the petrol versus Dortmund, so plenty of time left. It's only 25 minutes gone, and hopefully that will get us home a nice little treble today. Let's close that down. So the away +1 Asian handicap obviously speaks to itself, which basically means that Pippin have covered that 71% of the time away from home this season, based on the fact that Shalding and Pippin's home and away records respectively. So let's go down to away to score. Okay, so I'm just trying to explain this. In the last 12 months, the home side Shalding have played 17 matches. They have allowed the away team to score in 12 of those. And similarly, Pippin have scored in 12 of 17. It's a matchup of the last 12 months where Shalding played at home and Pippin are playing away, regardless of the opposition in that competition. So that comes out at 71%, which is relatively short in terms of odds. That's a whole different topic, a discussion of how percentages, implied probabilities translate into odds. And we won't touch on that in this video. Next one is the away to score. So you can see here that when Shalding have played at home, they've conceded 15 times out of 70 games. So they've only kept 2 clean sheets. Whereas the away side have scored in 13 of 17, Pippin away. So the good thing that this 12-month model does is it also, with all the summer leagues coming into effect now, removes that unknown factor at the start of the season. Yes, it's still there. You don't know what players have come in, managerial changes, etc., etc. But at least you have a benchmark of the previous 12 months team performance. Moving on to both teams to score, you can see here you've got 12 months. Both teams to score for the home side has been 14 out of 17, and both teams to score when Pippin playing away has been 10 out of 17, which once again comes out to 71%. The home +1 Asian, so you can see that Shalding have covered that 11 out of 17. And the home over 1.5. That's team goals, not match goals. So Shalding have scored over 1.5 goals in 53% of the games. So, you know, they're not big scorers when they're playing at home. And that's predominantly because this stat here is bringing it down. So this is when Pippin are away, they've only allowed the home side to score 2 or more in 7 of the 17 games away from home this season. Moving down, you've got the home to score next. They're rated at 85%. So Shalding have scored in 16 of 17 home, and Pippin have conceded in 13 of 17 away. So it's reasonable to assume that they're going to score this evening. Obviously, I haven't looked at the squad names or anything like that. I'm just basing this on pure stats. Really strongly encourage you that when you're looking at these, not to just base it on stats. These are guideline only, your starting point. Where was I? Home to score? I think it was home to score. Okay, over 0.5 goals, pretty strong. Very surprising to get another here. It's coming out at 97%. There's been over 0.5 goals in all of Shalding's home games in the last 12 months in the league. And there's only been 1-0 in the last 12 months in the regional Albion for Pippin, with 16 out of 17 having at least 1 goal in them. Over 1.5 is quite high as well. You can see it's currently at 88%. So the home side have scored 2 goals or more in 17 out of 17 games, just there. And the away side have allowed the home side, and the away side have also had over 1.5 goals in their away matches on 13 out of 17 occasions. Next one is a nice little money spinner, over 2.5 goals and both teams to score. You can really get some good lines on this and some decent value if you know what you're looking for. For this fixture, it's coming out 65%. So over 2.5 on both teams to score for the home side when they're playing at home, obviously, is happened on 13 out of 17 occasions. Significantly less for the away side, just 9 out of 17. The standard overs, I always play my overs on my blog anywhere, unless otherwise advised, is always over 2.5 match goals. Its high stat here is 79%. So in the normal course of things, you'd expect there to be a few goals in this game, considering the above stats as well. So we're coming down to a game card here, and as you can see, all those are pretty standard that we've looked at so far, but this next line has a little star next to it. Now, I've had a lot of questions about this. What do the stars mean, Mark? Mark, what's the star about? Why do the stars vary? So the stars are the top 5 rated games in that market on the day in question. So, for example, if I looked at all of Thursday's fixtures and the average goals in the first half, then this game is in the top 5. Funnily enough, it ended in London today, but hey ho. So the average goals in the first half was a start game. We were expecting, based on the past 12 months, 1.59 first half goals. Obviously, you can't get 1.59 first half goals, but you've expected at least one, potentially two. So over the last 12 months, when Shalding have been playing at home and obviously Pippin away, these are the respective first half goal totals for each side, which combines into this 1.59. We were expecting the away to concede in the first half. It was at 62%, because the home side managed to score 13 out of 17 times in the last 12 months in the first half, and the away side conceded 8 times. Well, not 8 times, in 8 matches of those 17 in the first half. So this is obviously pretty much a duplicate. It's just saying, these are basically one or the other. What the percentage of the away to concede first half will obviously mirror what the home to score first half is. So you can see the home scored in the first half 13 occasions out of 17, and the away have allowed the home team to score 8 out of 17, similar to the away conceding here. Okay, so looking at the next one, we've got over 0.5 first half. That is the potential implied probability based on the last 12 months of a goal in the first half. You can see it's very high. It's come out at 82% for this game. It's 100% pretty much there for the home side to have a first half goal. So obviously tonight is the first time in the last 12 months at home in the regional Albion, when they've played at home, that there hasn't been a goal in the first half. And you can see here that the away side, Pippin, they're normally pretty tidy for a first half goal as well. They've allowed, either scored or conceded one in 11 of the 17 matches. So moving on from the over 0.5 first half, if you like your over 1 first half goal line, generally I'm always looking at these two figures. I want to know how high this is and how high the over 1.5s is. So this isn't dramatically high at 56%, predominantly because Pippin just under 50% of their games in the last 12 months when they played away have had over 1.5 first half goals, whereas obviously Shalding at home are a much better strike rate, with it occurring 11 out of 17 times. These two teams, they're pretty good for second half goals, according to the last 12 months at least. You can see here it comes out at expecting 2 second half goals. In the last 12 months, we've seen 2.18 when Shalding have played at home, and not far behind that when Pippin are away, there's an average of 1.82. So we're almost coming to the end of the card, the game card that is. The away conceding at least the goal in the second half is at 65%. It's happened in 12 out of 17 occasions and 10 out of 17, as you can see here. And the away to score is slightly higher than that at 74%. So it basically means that Shalding have allowed the away to score on 13 out of 17 occasions in the second half, and Pippin have scored in 12 of those 17s. Once again, similar to the first half, stats as above. Let me just pop up there. These ones. They're mirror images of each other, and we've got the same for the second half. Obviously, if the away score in the first half, it means the home to concede in the first half, etc., etc., etc. So the home score in the second half is at 65%. The away to concede in the second half is up here. So once again, these two should theoretically be mirror images, because obviously if the home scores in the first half and the away side concedes in the first half, one and the same thing, depends what market you're looking at, but they're both there for you. Right, almost at the end. So over 0.5 goals in the second half, that's match goals, not team goals. We are expecting second half goals. It comes out at 91%. In the last 12 months, this happened 16 to 17 occasions for when Shalding played at home and 15 to 17 when Pippin are away. And then finally, the last market on this game card is over 1.5 second half. Once again, it starred in the last, so that means this is one of the highest 5 games on the fixture list today, that based on the last 12 months on the home side's fixtures playing at home versus the away side's fixtures playing away, you can see it comes out at 62%. So there's been 2 goals or more in 12 out of the 17 games for Shalding at home and 9 out of 17 for Pippin away. So that's me just taking you through a game card. It looks quite a long game card. Obviously the one on the left here is a lot shorter. There are reasons for that. Obviously, at the moment, for those long-term followers, you would know that we don't publish markets where there's less than a 50% chance / implied probability based on the last 12 months of it happening. It's just those fixtures that have higher than, well, it's 51% is the cutoff that we start publishing. And the yellows and the greens, basically there's lots of background to those, but it's consistent. So obviously green is a higher start, yellow is amber. So tread carefully with those, and that's pretty much it. So if you liked this video and if it helped you in any way, then please give it a like, comment on it, share it, get the word out there. Fantastic to hear your thoughts on it and whether this has helped people. I know that a lot of you guys are using it already, just based on the page views that this gets. So it'd be really good to get your feedback and your thoughts. And as you all probably know, we're working on a new build ready for the start of the new season. So it'd be great to hear from you and to get an idea of what would make this better for you. Obviously, there's no crystal ball involved, but I think the key thing we're doing here is looking at, one of the key things I should say, is looking at the last 12 months in that specific competition when the home side is playing at home versus the away side when they're playing away. It does give you a true benchmarks, a starting benchmark of the relative team strength in that competition over a long-term average. Obviously, they need to go in and look, okay, is there anybody significant missing? You need to consider the current league positions, etc., etc. What games are coming up? Do they have a big cup game on the weekend or in a few days' time? All those variables come into it, but hey, this is your starting point. That's what it's meant to be. It's meant to help both myself and you guys make better bets. So that's just one game card. We've got tomorrow's quick stats there, which obviously you click on that and it'll load up tomorrow's quick stats. And then we've got all these filters that you can go through here. That's not for this video because I don't want it to go on forever, because it probably will. So that's just one aspect that we've covered off today, is one game card in the quick stats page. And we looked at Shoulding versus, I'm going to call them Pippin, because it's much easier to say. So like I said, hope you enjoyed it. Have fun, enjoy them, and most of all, always bet within your means. It's supposed to be fun. All right, cheers guys. This is Mark from the Tipping Time signing out, and I'll post another video soon for the quick stats. See you later.